That's when I realized that you can't architect divine impact if you don't let the divine be the architect. You can't build a divine mission. You can't build a life based on purpose. Hey darling, this is Aeon, half saint, half trouble. Your mirror from God's playground, here to remind you who you really are. For years I spoke about the universe, but deep down I was scared about the word God. I feel like ever since I was a child I was told the story of who do I needed to believe, who do I needed to follow. I was brought into a Catholic church, and I remember since I was a kid I had trouble believing in it. Like I will do things, like they will make me go to church every Monday at 7 a.m. And I will be there and I will be pretending that I had some sort of connection. And as I was growing up, I started questioning more and more. And over the years, because I was bullied and I had all these troubles in life, because I was given a hard life, I simply stopped believing in it. And when I saw what was happening outside in the world, I said, I'm pretty sure if there is a God, these things wouldn't be happening. They wouldn't be happening to me. So I walked many, many years alone, by myself. Perhaps he was always there, but I couldn't listen. And when I started my spiritual awakening back in 2020, I connected with plant medicine, and plant medicine somehow ended up connecting me with source. And at that time, because the word God felt weird, felt unsafe, felt like I was slipping back into my Catholic religion, I started calling the universe. And I remember in my journey, I was trying to find more names, and I was trying to find how the shamans name God. And I remember calling it divine intelligence, the grand mystery. And there was many different words that I will use, but I will avoid using the word God. And I feel like 5 years have passed, and I noticed that in these 5 years, I was able to experience many different religions, and I always came back to the same conclusion that in a way they all want to indoctrinate you, and if you don't follow the rules, then you're not being good. So through this journey, I realized that I have came so far in my path that I have managed to almost get everything that I wanted, but something was missing. There was this little spark, and now I can say it's huge. So I arrived to Bali 3 months ago, and I realized that it was the island of gods. I knew nothing about Bali. I just wanted to restart my life, and that is something that we're gonna talk a different day. But I came here to this place not knowing anything, not knowing anyone, and I started feeling the energy. I asked to connect with Mother Earth and to connect with the island and to be received by the island. And it was very magical since the first minute. Now, over these 3 months, I realized that I have been led to understand that I was hiding behind these words of like the universe, source, energy. And because I am a spiritual coach and I am a mentor, I kind of like wanted to speak the language that everybody else was speaking. I realized I wasn't rejecting God. I was rejecting control, shame, and fear disguised as God. Now in Bali, I started realizing that a lot of the things that I have been doing, they have been working and they have been leading me to a certain path. Just the idea of being living in an island, being able to work in a computer, being able to serve other human beings from many different parts in the world. It seemed crazy at some point. But then the island started questioning something deeper. I had to move from the logical mind to the illogical side of life. In my business, I am very well known because I'm really good at systems, but systems play logic. And I realized that I have been playing this game of like sometimes manifesting when it was needed, of like sometimes trusting, but most of the time I wanted to be logic. Even with my manifestations, I remember when I was reading my goals, I was literally telling God, how do I want it? When do I want it? How it should happen? And things, they don't work like that in life. Now, in these 3 months, I have been able to understand that it wasn't about the systems because I was still feeling empty. I was still feeling drained. I was still feeling like I was hustling and hustling, and I realized that I have left the cage of the 9 to 5 to build my own cage. So I started praying. I started praying every single day and I didn't know how to pray. And I asked God, I said, God, if you are there, if you exist, I want you to show me the way. I want you to show me the path. And the crazy thing is that in a matter of weeks, in a matter of hours, in a matter of seconds, things were materialized really, really fast. 3 weeks ago, I ended up being in a retreat, which I didn't plan at all to be there. And this retreat was all about your connection to God and how to really surrender in life. And when I saw that, I had a huge aha moment where I realized that that spark that it was missing was my connection with God. So I decided that even though it felt icky to mention the word God, I said, God, just help me to take this feeling away. Help me to understand that if I was sent to this earth and if I have a divine mission, I want to fully surrender and dissolve to you. And it's been incredible to see how I stopped forcing things. I realized that for so many years having this mask in a way where I became my purpose, where I became my work, I had completely forgotten about joy in life. I had completely forgotten that someone must have architected everything that we see all around. I remember this morning as I was doing the morning prayer and I saw the sunrise. I just thought how incredible is that someone architected everything so that it's so perfect. And I realized that I was surrounded by everything that I have ever desired. I had already created everything because it was me. It was me allowing to surrender and connecting with the divine so that I can truly understand that perhaps things haven't materialized yet in the way that I was seeking, but they're gonna be way better because I know that I am not walking alone anymore. And whenever I am feeling alone, I ask God, and God sends me someone. And whenever I am feeling like I cannot, God sends me the answers. And now that I have surrendered, that I have been praying, it's not just about the systems, but it's knowing and trusting that you will provide me with the systems, that you will provide me with a plan, that you will take me where I am meant to be taken. To truly understand that there is no plan A, plan B, plan C, because for God, He doesn't have a plan. He just knows. That's when I realized that you can't architect divine impact if you don't let the divine be the architect. You can't build a divine mission. You can't build a life based on purpose if you don't allow God to be guiding and living that purpose. Because at the end of the day, it's not about you. You are the vessel. And it's God creating through this vessel. When we allow ourselves to trust in what we don't see yet, in what it hasn't materialized, but you just have faith and courage, and you just keep looking at that, things start happening in the most incredible and powerful ways that you could have ever imagined. Am I living the life that I have always dreamed? Yes. But now even that life doesn't even make sense because I realized that that life was so limited because I was trying to do it alone. Now I feel like I have finally gone back home to realize that that mission, that purpose, goes beyond of what my human mind can ever think. And if I trust it and if I fully surrender, God will lead the path. So now, I want you to just quickly close your eyes. And you're going to take a deep breath And you're gonna exhale. And as you exhale, as you quiet the noise of your mind and you listen to your heart, you will realize that feeling in your chest is just God reminding you that He was always there and that you just need to be open to listen to it. If you like this video, just hit subscribe and simply come back for these little lessons in life that may awaken in you something that you have always been waiting for.